Hello and welcome back to the Ronin. I'm recording this at a slightly later time than normal, so I'm going to have to be a little bit quieter. And that is literally just for, well, my neighbors and, well, because the walls are very thin. Anyway. Point is, we're going to be going over to Vostrum right here because the Southern Empire is currently at war against us, and I kind of wanted to eliminate them once and for all. I think it's about time that we actually take them out, isn't it? I mean, it's been some time since they have pretty much just given up. They're really not able to do that much right now, so it makes all the sense in the world for us to try and eliminate them here. Now, there's unlikely amounts of units coming our way. I really don't think that the Southern Empire is really going to be able to do much. Oh, wait a minute, let me just pause real fast. Alright, yeah. Okay, so Usank Castle has now become under siege by the Batanians, which is to be expected. Now bear in mind, I have done a little bit of off-screen progression, nothing too dramatic, because obviously I like to keep the dramatic moments for on-screen as much as I possibly can. However, in the case of the Batanians, I really don't like these guys. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a surprise, right? Yeah, how can I hate the people that are, you know, basically being the most annoying enemy that I've ever fought since the Crusade? I mean, at least the Crusade have the decency to declare peace every now and again, but this eternal war that has gone on for, well, quite frankly, way too long, in my opinion, is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. I have no idea why they have not decided to make peace yet, or anything along those lines at all. There's been no truce. I mean, at least if they were to make a truce and then make peace for a little bit of time, and then make war, and then, you know, go on from there, then that might be a little bit nice. A little bit of oh, wait a minute. What's actually going on here? Hanzo? No. Okay. Hanzo has actually died. Wow, okay, I'm really surprised about... Oh, well? Well? Sure, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no about being the next ruler. Everyone says that I should be the next ruler, so I will indeed agree with them. And I will say yes to them. Yeah, why not? Why not? There we go. All right, I am actually astounded that they have an election for that now, because in previous versions of Bannerlord they had nothing like this. So this is actually a very welcome surprise to me. Okay, so I am now the ruler of the Tetsujin. That is mind-blowing, pretty much. All right. So wait a second. Oh no. Now peerage is coming back to bite me, isn't it? Oh dear. Okay, wait a minute. Serfdom, this is actually looking pretty good right now. Look at this. Yeah, let's get that pushed through straight away. Let's get that pushed through right now. I have so much influence that I might as well use it for some reason or another, right? I mean, I might as well use it if there are a huge amount of people supporting something. Let's just take a look at some of these things. Tax from towns reduced by 5%. Towns with a security greater than 60 yield 1 additional influence, and town security. Right, so I can kind of see what our vassals are really aiming for right now. They're aiming for an increase in security as much as they can possibly get. So I'm actually thinking that we might try to get a couple of things revoked that might reduce our security, because if they reduce security, then it's more than likely going to get a lot of support for us to revoke that. For example, this. They actually don't like this. Yeah, why not? Okay, yeah, let's abolish this policy. Why not? It seems kind of useless for me at the moment anyway, because literally, like, why do I care about 30% less cost cohesion? I mean, I don't care about that one bit, right? So it makes no sense for me whatsoever to continue with it. Anyway, I don't even know what this opens up for us right now. We have so many more... I mean, do we actually have more options? Do we actually have more options? I actually have no idea. I guess we're going to find out. Let me actually just go to the diplomacy screen right here. I might actually have opportunity. I could declare war against, wow, against no one, apparently. I mean, we are receiving a massive, look at that, literally, we're receiving 1,110 dinars per day. This has literally given us 738,000. I mean, that's 738 days that we have been at peace with the Northern Empire, which is actually insanity right there. Anyway, we're going to try and take down the walls at Vostrum, and then we're going to go in. And also, the reason why there hasn't been an episode in the last couple of days is, well, due to me not having a lot of time in general. You know, wanting to play a couple of new games and things like that, because obviously I did upload an episode of Suzerain, which is where you play as the president of your own nation. I think it's a fictional nation, pretty much, and you get to decide on a variety of different well, choices and consequences happen and all that sort of political intrigue and things like that. So I obviously wanted to play that, but the main reason why I haven't uploaded Ronin in the last couple of days, you want to know what it is? Yeah, it's crashes. I don't know why they're happening, but I have tried to fix them, and it seems to be stable now. It seems to be stable. And I think the main problem was that I was beating too many Botanian vassals, and I wasn't executing them or anything, but I was just beating too many of them, and apparently the game doesn't like that. So I'm not entirely sure why that is, but I defeated an army of about 500 with my army, and all of a sudden, a few moments later, when I attempted to besiege something, it crashed. And then so I rolled back to a previous save. Same thing happened. I defeated the army. I didn't go in for the siege this time, and the same thing happened. I crashed. But I didn't defeat the army. I didn't go in for the siege. No crash. So I'm not entirely sure whether there's just some kind of instability surrounding that particular army. Maybe there's someone that's not supposed to be eliminated just yet, or something like that. I really have no clue. But hopefully the stability is going to remain relatively good now, so we can continue onward and try to eliminate the Botanians as best we can. Now, what I would like to do before we go in here, I'm actually going to save. Bear in mind, I don't usually do this while I'm recording, but I'm actually going to save this time because I'm very paranoid about crashes. And I haven't saved since I actually started doing a little bit of extra off-screen here, because I've actually played the game multiple times today to try and get back to a point where we can actually progress in an episode. Because, you know, contrary to popular belief, I don't just hit the record button and then go, well, here we are, this is exactly where we were last time, you know, so on and so forth, and then we continue onward from where we left off. Sometimes that is the case, dependent on what's happening, of course. But most of the time, I actually spend multiple hours each day or each couple of days just progressing off screen, trying to get to a point that is, in my opinion, going to be a little exciting. At least that's what I hope to do. Alright, so now let me actually just see if I can... Oh, hello there. Boom. Oh, okay, that didn't do very much, did it? What about... no. Okay, that doesn't seem to be working that well. Maybe I can do a little bit something here. Yes, maybe I can. Or maybe I can just slip through. Ah, yes. There we go. That works out a little bit better. Nice. Okay, let's just do some damage. I just want to do some damage. I just want to get some one-handed weapon proficiency. Really nothing too much to ask, is it? You know, just a little. There we go. Eliminate them. No, don't get killed now, Byron. Don't get killed now. We do not want you to see you murdered on the floor. Thank you. Okay, they're mostly going for overheads right now. Well, pretty careful. Got to be pretty careful about that. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Nice. It seems like what? We are routing these guys. We are routing them like no one's business. Just look at how easy it is to murder them so far. Oh no. I have said the word. But here's the thing. Hanzo is already dead. Alright? He's already dead. He died from old age, amazingly enough. I'm actually kind of surprised that he died from old age, to be fair, because I actually thought he would die from being in combat or something like that, but No, he actually didn't. So I guess that's pretty good, actually. Just going to try and murder as many of these people as I can get my hands on, because this gives me a massive amount of one-handed weapon proficiency. Someone actually asked me why I'm killing these enemies when I could be killing the enemies at the front lines. Well, that's the reason. This is just an easy way to level up, and my units have everything in hand, as you can quite clearly tell from the absolute spam on the right side of the screen. Just absolute crazy damage being done by our forces, which is, of course, what we want them to do. We really do want them to be as vicious as possible. Try to murder as many of the enemy as we can. Ooh, I'd like to kill that guy. I'd like to kill that crossbowman. That crossbowman. Get him. Get him. Yeah, there we go. Ah, did that actually give me more experience? No, it didn't. Seems like it gives me relatively similar experience no matter what I kill. It's around the 500, 600 mark. So I don't really need to worry too much about the caliber of unit that I'm actually killing. That is actually kind of a stark contrast to Bannerlord in comparison to Warband, because in Warband, if you kill an enemy unit, obviously that's the only way you are going to gain experience, but if you kill an enemy unit that is a high tier unit, you're going to gain so much more experience than if you were to kill a recruit, for example. But if I kill a militia here, I get about 500 experience, and if I kill a higher tier unit, then I get 600 to 700. So that's not really that much of a difference, in my opinion. So that's pretty good. I quite like that normalization of the experience. Although, if you are relying on killing a high tier unit up against you to like level you up or something like that, then you're going to be sorely disappointed, unfortunately. But of course, they don't really show you these kinds of things anyway, because most of this is hidden. You know, the only reason we're able to see my experience gain right now is due to a mod, and you can see what that is in the description. But anyway, that is indeed Vostrum, and I believe that is the Southern Empire done and dusted. I don't think they have anything else to their name right now, which I'm very pleased to report. I'm very pleased to say that, because it's been a long time. As I said before we even started the siege, the Southern Empire has been in the game, and they haven't really done much. You know, they've kind of just stayed a little bit quiet in the background, not really doing anything. And it is really about time that we actually do something against them, isn't it? I feel like it's about time. Alright, so there you go. There's a bunch of prisoners. Not going to take any of those. I'm not going to take any loot either, just in case, because I have found that when I entered that battle against those 500 or so units, I actually had some issues with over-encumbrance, and I really don't want to have those issues again. So I'm basically just going to sort of steer clear of taking a huge amount of loot from various battles. Okay, so owner of Ostrom, I'm going to give this to someone else. Going to give this to this guy, I guess, because he's got a whole bunch of support. I could indeed give it to Yumiko as well, but she seems to be pretty good as she is. She has a whole bunch of different ones. She's got Kyoten, she's got Sargot, she's got Samira Castle, Erzner Castle, etc., etc. So that should be pretty good. Turiodos is just going to have to run around randomly. He seems to actually be doing a very, very good job of staying out of trouble. And I'm just going to go back in here just to place some people in the garrison, even though that's going to weaken my own army. I did take a couple of backups, and you'll see those in a second, potentially. This guy is way too fast, isn't he? This guy is way too fast. There's no way I'm going to be able to catch him. Not in a million years. Oh, look at that. He's actually switched allegiance. Do you see that? He literally switched allegiance right then and there, and now he is part of the Battanians. Gotta say, that is disappointing. I really hoped that he would stay with his, stay with his allegiance, stay loyal, even though the Southern Empire is basically done now, but, the fact remains that I really do not like the Battanians anymore. I think that they are extremely stubborn and very difficult to deal with at the moment, because they just have so many vassals. They really do, and I'm not going to be able to persuade any of them. That's the main problem. I can't persuade any of them because they all hate me, because I have defeated them so many times, and or taken them prisoner, or what have you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Their relation really has made a pretty massive difference. in that. So yeah, that's kind of problematic. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what's actually going on with our kingdom right now. Let me actually just take a quick look at the Tetsujin, because not the Flandians, thank you. Yes, here we go. Okay, so this is now the Bear-tailed clan symbol, even though I chose a completely different symbol at the very beginning. Huh. That's actually kind of interesting. I guess they just changed this. That's actually kind of cool, in my opinion. Alright, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so otherwise what we're going to do is, I think we might want to go into Vostrom's Tavern, because I'm thinking that what I might like is to maybe get a couple of parties running around, because at the moment we can pretty much field unlimited parties, because we have so much money right now. I think it is more than likely the best idea to do that. So I'm thinking we're probably going to go and just recruit a couple of people. I don't really care who they are, but we're just going to try and get a bunch. So let's just get 2 of them for the moment, and then we're just going to equip them real fast, and we'll see what they're actually all about. I have no idea whether she's actually good at things. Yeah, she seems to be a good rider, so we'll just give her a Botanian war mount. We'll give her some armor as well. Let's see, where's good armor? I really have... What? Are you serious? I really have absolute trash armor for her, don't I? This is pretty awful. Wow, that is actually really bad. Okay, sure, just take that. Ugh. I feel bad for giving her such a terrible piece of armor. I mean, technically I could go into the marketplace here and give her something, but I don't really want to spend a huge amount of time doing this. I literally just wanted to get some additional people out onto the battlefield just to try and help us out a little bit here and there. That was pretty much my main thing, you know what I mean? So let's just give her a shield. She's using a rusty iron sword, so let's give her this one. There we go. She's got some thrown weapons. Surely that's going to be good for her. And this guy, is he good at... Yeah, he is really good. Let's give him a pure blood. And wait a minute, I do have better... Look at this. What's actually going on here? I do have better saddles. Look, there we go. I must have missed that for some reason. Why did I miss that? I must be stupid. That's probably it. Yes, that is indeed probably it. Okay, so let's give him this. Let's give him this. I really don't care about, you know, how much each of these are, but you can quite clearly tell that I have a massive amount of cash in my inventory. So if I do get captured for any reason or another, I am going to be kicking myself all the way to the prison, you know, because that is pretty awful. That is pretty awful. Okay, so wait a minute. I was actually missing out on the shoulder pieces here, because I actually thought he had shoulder pieces, but he doesn't. There we go. Alright, that's a little bit better. And oh, he's actually a bowman. He's actually a bowman. Okay, that's fantastic. So that means that we'll be able to give him this. We can give him some, not wide arrows. We want to give him stacked bodkin arrows. I think those are probably going to be the best. Actually, wait a minute. Step warbow is actually better for him than what he was wearing before. He can't use a horse, can he? No, I think he can use a horse. Yeah, he can use a horse. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. Let's give him a shield. Let's give him this. And then we'll give him one of these. And there we go. All right, perfect. Okay, so he's going to be going... They're both going to be going as parties. We're just going to create another 2. We have my wife. Oh, yeah, I actually forgot about her. Again. Okay. Yes, that's definitely something I need to do, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let me actually just spend a couple of our war horses here, just leveling up a couple of our people. We're just going to give her a couple of these units. I have been running around with a couple of Imperials. We're just going to give her a couple just to start off. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing with this guy. Just going to give him a whole bunch of these guys and a whole bunch of these, and that is it. There we go. And then they're just going to do whatever. I don't really care what they end up doing right now. Okay, so let me actually just take a quick look. Where is she? She's at... Oh no, she's all the way at Balticand. Oh, I really did not want to go all the way up there, but I suppose I will. And we'll try to get her, because I think I might be too old now to actually have children. Let me actually just have a look. He's 41. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually able to have children anymore. Oh no, Katsuyori has died. Oh no! Oh no, we're all dying off. I hope they have had children. If they haven't had children, we're going to be in an extremely bad situation very, very quickly. Oh dear. Okay, well, the one thing that I can hope for is that I've given my parties enough troops to be able to do whatever they want, and hopefully they're not going to get murdered in the process. I mean, I've given them some pretty high-tier units, so if they're not stupid about things, they should be able to survive for a pretty decent amount of time. But obviously, bear in mind, this is the AI of Bannerlord that we're talking about. They are not exactly smart at the best of times, but they're a little bit better than Warband, at least. I'm very thankful. Okay, I am very thankful, because I was thinking to myself, I haven't actually checked to see whether she's still here, but she is. So that's actually fantastic. Okay, so she has now joined. Let me actually just take a quick look here, because I'm a bit worried that she is maybe too old as well to actually have children, because I think that there is an age limit. I'm not entirely sure. She's 33. Okay, so she's definitely fine. She's definitely fine to have children. I just don't know whether Byron can have children anymore. So we'll see. We'll see what's actually going to happen with that. I'd love to declare war against the Khuzait, but it's highly unlikely that these guys are going to support me in that action, so I really don't know. Have they taken these back? Yeah, they took Usank Castle, but they haven't taken Sargot, so I can only hope that they are maybe going to leave that alone. I'd like to move in from the top, actually. Should I try and move in from the top? That might be pretty fun. Okay, making peace with the Southern Empire? Yeah, sure, we'll make peace with them. They have a 0 combat strength, as you can see right there. I believe the Southern Empire is done. I don't think that they have anything else to speak of. I think Vostrom is still ours. Yes, it indeed is. So that is fantastic. We've made peace with them. That's good. And now we have the ability to pretty much decide whatever we want the Tetsujin to do, pretty much, with the exception of, well, declaring war against the Khuzait, of course. I mean, I would love for them to declare war against the Khuzait, but you know how it is. Sometimes we can't always get what we want, but yeah. We're just going to have to move on and see what we can do about these fiefs in the north here. But bear in mind that if I, once again, am able to kind of draw the Botanians into a situation where they can potentially maybe be a bit distracted, maybe have our people, you know, do a little bit of something here and there, maybe they'll be able to expand a little bit as time goes on. Let's see now, 740, 1,000. I'm going to try and take the, not the castle, I'm going to try and take the town. Yes, okay, so Honoratus. Honoratus is one of those guys that I defeated in a battle, and then the game was starting to crash. So I'm not entirely sure if he is the cursed one or not, but I'm a bit worried about it. I'm a bit worried about him, you know, causing the issue. So I don't know whether I can even defeat him now without it crashing. So yeah, once again, I'm actually just going to save just in case. You never know what's going to happen, especially with crashes. So you have to be a bit cautious. And oh, it seems like we have some people creating armies. That's good. Ah, here we go. All right, so we have a massive army right next to us here, and you know, I don't think they're actually going to go in before we have successfully destroyed the walls. At least that is what I am hoping. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that they will have a little bit more hesitancy than we would like, because I really want to go in there once all of the walls are down, not just one of them, because I think one of them's already down. Yes, one is already down, so technically we could take advantage of that. But I would very much like both. So let's see. Yes, okay. Whew. Both are down, so that is all we need. Let's do this. Let's go in. There's 0 HP on the walls. The enemy has about 700, maybe 800 units outside. I don't know what their unit compositions are like, but they were able to field these extremely fast. Not entirely sure how they were even able to get there on such short notice. We've only been here for about 4 in-game days or something along those lines. So it's pretty, well, it's kind of a testament to how vigilant the Botanians can be, which is kind of sad to me, because it kind of highlights the glaring problems with the Tetsujin, because the Tetsujin do seem to be a little bit slow when it comes to, well, reacting to stuff. I mean, that's the thing. It's a bit strange because on the one hand, the Tetsujin are really, really fast, and on the other hand, they're really slow. I don't know. It really, I guess it really just depends on the situation that they are currently in at the time. I'm going to use my polearm here a little bit because I want to try and make it a little bit more efficient here for us. I've taken a bit of damage, so I'd like to try and reduce that as much as I possibly can. This guy is apparently able to defend against the most devastating weapon that the world has ever known, but there you go. Alright, it's up to him, I guess. Oh, look at this! It's the exact same setup that we had before in our defense of Varnova. So it seems like this town has the exact same layout that one does. Okay, well that's interesting. I guess I'll just slaughter a couple of people as and when I can. Here we go. Let's do some damage. Ooh, we almost made it. We almost made it. Alright, did you see that? I was like, let me just judge the distance here real quick, and I thought maybe we could make it. But we don't have enough athletic skill at the moment. I feel like our athletic skill is pretty lackluster, although it is actually quite high. I mean, it could obviously be better if I continually fought on foot, instead of fighting in field battles on my mount and so on. But in general, I felt like we actually, I actually pretty nicely timed that, to be honest. I felt like my timing was pretty decent. Oh, no, don't get murdered now. Here we are. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh yeah, and we're pushing. Look at this. We're actually pushing very deep into the castle here. This is pretty nice. Well, it seems like most of the enemy have either routed or been slaughtered. Unfortunately, in here is very tricky. I don't know whether you've noticed it, but the amount of light in here is significantly less than what you'd need to actually deal damage to a majority of units, and they seem to have the advantage because their eyes have gotten used to the dark, and it makes everything much easier for them. But there you go, that's a victory for us. We lost an extremely little amount of units once again because, well, once more, you can quite clearly see why. They only have militia. Only having militia is a huge, huge advantage for us. So there we go. That is all we needed. Fantastic. Okay, so we've now taken this, and that is going to be something that I'm probably going to be staying in for quite some time because I want to try and make it so that the walls are a little bit repaired. Because here's the thing, the AI, if they see walls that are below 10,000 or so, in terms of their HP, they're probably going to be staying around there for quite some time. And if they stay around there for a lot, then they're just going to be like, okay, we're going to take this. And then they go ahead and take it, and then it's going to be absolutely terrible, and so on. Okay, so now, because I am indeed the ruler of the Tetsujin, I can give myself basically any fief that I want, pretty much. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be giving this to Vizduna here, even though I'm not entirely sure where she's from or who she is or anything like that. Can't actually... Can I click on her? Yes, I can click on her. Oh, she's actually a Sturgian. That's actually hilarious. Okay, yeah, let's give her that. If she decides to defect, she's going to be one of the first I execute. That is just how things roll, you know. Heads will roll, as they say. Anyway, there we go. We've taken Balgard, and I'm going to be taking Takor Castle as well, and maybe in the next episode we might even decide to attack this rather large army here. I mean, they have a lot of people nearby, so I might want to try and see what we can do. I mean, at least stopping the raid on that village is going to be good. These guys are going to try and take this back straight away, as you can see right here. I mean, that's the thing. Basically, how it goes is, if I'm not nearby, they're going to try and take this. If I'm far away, then there you go. They'll take it, obviously. But if I am nearby, then they're just going to raid a village or something along those lines, and then that's going to be pretty awful too. So I'm going to try and see if I can maybe balance this a little bit, maybe get them disbanded, and then we'll see what we can do after that. I thank you very much for watching and joining me for this late night episode of the Ronin in Bannerlord, and I hope you're doing okay. I thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.